Hello everyone, welcome to my class. Again, I am Professor Ambily Pillai, Assistant Professor in Commerce from Govt First Grade College, Kundgol. So welcome back again for session 10 from Unit 1 of the subject Principles of Marketing from Semester 3. So before going to the last session of the Unit 1, let me go to the recap of session 9. So, in the previous session, the topic we discussed was on marketing functions. So, totally, there are 8 marketing functions. They are buying and assembling, selling, transportation, storage, financing, grading, risk bearing, and finally, market information. Now, let us go to the current session. Approaches to the study of marketing. The important approaches to the study of marketing are as follows. First one, commodity or product approach. Under this approach, a detailed study of marketing of a specific commodity is undertaken. For example, when we have to study the marketing of tea, study has to be done for supply, the nature of demand, channels used in the distribution, pricing policy to be followed, transportation, etc. So what we say here is in the commodity or product approach, importance or a detailed analysis was done not only of the particular product but also on various aspects that surrounds the ultimate demand or the ultimate success of the product. So that includes the supply, that is supply of those the raw materials required, on what quality we get, or when or how is a supplier, and the channels used for distribution of the final product, and various pricing policies. Even transportation is also a major concept or major aspect to be considered. The next one is the institutional approach. The approach concerned with the study of the various marketing institutions, particularly the middlemen who form the marketing task and the institutions which facilitate the marketing task in the process of distribution of goods from producers to the final consumers. Various agencies take part. They include manufacturers, retailers, banks, insurance companies, advertising agencies, etc. So that is institutional approach, in the sense it study the various marketing institutions, like the institution that support the companies. That is the major institution is the financial institutions, the retailers, and even the banks and insurance company also play a very vital role. Then the functional approach. This approach analyzes in detail the specific function of marketing, such as buying, selling, transportation, storage, standardization. That is already we have discussed. They categorize the high quality or superior quality, the medium quality or the inferior quality. So these why like this they categorize a particular or grade a particular product based on its quality. Grading and then financing, risk bearing, market research, etc. So these are all coming under functional approach. Then fourth one is the management or decision making approach. The decision making approach concentrates on the decision taken by a marketing manager while marketing a particular product. Changes in the marketing are mainly caused by 2 types of factors: controllable and uncontrollable factors, and they are of great importance to the marketing decision makers. So what we say is there are so many factors that influence a decision by a management. So there are 2 types, that is controllable, that is it is within the purview of the management of a company, it is under their control. Uncontrollable is the external factors, the economic or the large larger factor which is beyond their control and imagination, that will definitely have its impact on them. So all these controllable and uncontrollable factors now are of great importance, and these have been considered in this approach. Then the legal approach. This approach studies the legal aspect of marketing and the research and the rules which govern the marketing distinction of goods and service. It includes the study of various laws such as COPRA, that is Consumer Protection Act 1986, is an act of Parliament of India enacted in 1986 to protect interest of customers or consumers in India. Essential Commodities Act, Sales Act, etc. So all these legal aspect is taken into consideration in the legal approach. Then the sixth one is the economic approach. Under this approach, marketing is studied from the economist point of view because they are very concerned with economic problems like demand, supply, price, government policies, impact on production and marketing, etc. So all these all these concern from the viewpoint of an economist is considered in the economic approach. Then seventh one, the systems approach. Marketing has different subsystems such as product planning, pricing, promotion, distribution, etc. This approach would help the management to plan the activities of each small group in detail and implement them effectively. So here each and every minute part of the management is taken into consideration, and here product planning, how a product should look, how the features should be, and the pricing, the kind of promotion required, the level of distribution required, all these things are taken into consideration in the systems approach. Then eighth one, the scientific approach. This approach is also known as interdisciplinary approach. It refers to the use of all disciplines: social, physical, quantitative, and business, to develop marketing insight, concepts and theories, investigate and solve marketing problems. So scientific approach is where the problems faced by the marketing team or marketing section of a company is been taken care of and given a sufficient explanation and ways to approach it. So all these things are given by the scientific approach. So finally, let me conclude the session. The approaches to the study of marketing. The first one is the commodity or product approach, the institutional approach, the functional approach, the management or decision making approach, the legal approach, the economic approach, the systems approach, and finally the scientific approach. Hope all of you have understood these approaches and looking forward for the next sessions. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much.